to another song title challenge where the question is climbers. How would, not how would, how should you write this one? You know, is the idea that you have the lowest hanging apple on your fruit tree, is that really the best one? Or is that
Mhm.
just the most obvious one? Right. And that's the difference between a good song and a great song is the exercise that we're about to do right here, right now with our hit songwriter guest. All right. Climbers send in their song titles to info@daredevilproduction.com. Production is singular, there is no S. Info@daredevilproduction.com. I've got a filter on this. It's like a rule thing in my email, so it like automatically directs those emails that have song title challenge or STC in the subject line into the right folder so I don't miss anything because I get a lot of crap in my email. So you got to put that in the subject line. If you don't, it won't make it. I can't guarantee if you don't hear the words coming out of my mouth right now that I'm even going to see your title.
Exactly, yeah.
But you send them in, we invite a guest on, and I spring the title onto them live. And we spend the next 20 minutes just trying to cook up 5 or 6 different conceptual angles on how to write that song because it teaches you to get past you got to dig down in the dirt past the gold, the copper, the gold, and the platinum to
Mhm.
get underneath that to that diamond hit, man. That song of the year. That's where that is. That's not it rarely is just sitting on top of the dirt waiting for you to trip over it. You got to dig a little, right? You got to be
Right.
intentional. So it's not a co-write in any way, shape, or form. We say use all of what we say, use none of what we say. The only thing we demand is an invite to the number one party. And I have a subsequent demand on my rider of an open bar. And Brent has a subsequent demand on his rider, which is childcare, so he can bring his wife.
That's right.
But anyway, this is also a great exercise for you to breathe new life into your old hooks in your hook
Mhm.
book. Just we're humans, we put it in the hook book, and 10 years later, man, all the energy feels like it's come off that. And so in our brains, we're like, that's old.
Yeah.
That's used up. There's a reason why I didn't get to that. But if you go back and spend just 15 minutes doing this exercise on some old hooks, all of a sudden that energy that forced you or compelled you to put that title in your hook book to begin with, it comes back. Even if it's different than
Yeah.
what you originally put it in there, it comes back, right? And Brent, you've gotten cuts from doing this recently, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've started doing this myself. We were having so much fun doing it on the show and getting such good results. Hopefully for the climbers out there, that I was like, I got to do this with my own titles. And there's a title that was years old, way back, couple thousand back at least, that at the time I was thinking of as a country song because that's just almost exclusively what I wrote at the time. It was aiming at, and I never quite I could wrap my head around it. Well, went back to it years later, and now I'm writing a lot of Southern gospel. So I'm like, oh, in that context, right? I know how to do this. And I brought it into Kenna West and Jason Cox. We wrote a song called Outlive Your Life, which got cut by Brian Free and Assurance. It was on their most recent album, got nominated for a Grammy for Southern Gospel, Roots Gospel Album of the Year. And so I'm like, okay, that worked out all right. So let's keep doing it. So definitely recommend it to climbers out there. I don't just tell you to do this. I'm doing it myself, and it's getting results. So I highly recommend it.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, I heard the words that just came out of Brent's mouth. And if you heard the words that just came out of Brent's mouth, you can't deny this, that I can legitimately say, do the song title challenge, possibly get a Grammy nomination. Right?
No pressure.
It's
So you
it's
dropped Song
connected
of the
us.
Year and Grammy nomination so far.
Connected us.
Our guest
Connected
today
us.
he's like, what? He's probably already clinching up. All right.
So why don't you introduce our guest, man?
Yes, today's guest was an original founding member of the award-winning bluegrass group, The Graskels. He was raised in Indiana and now makes his home in Tennessee. After an 8-year break, he has returned to the band on guitar and vocals. Since their founding in 2004, the Graskels have played the Grand Ole Opry over 200 times, backed up Dolly Parton, been nominated for 3 Grammys, speaking of Grammy noms, and won numerous IBMA, which is the International Bluegrass Music Association Awards. He's a singer. He's a songwriter. He's Jamie Johnson. Welcome to The Climb.
Welcome, Jamie.
Jamie Poor Johnson. There's that other guy. He took my name and took my money.
There we go.
I love how you use the word
Weird,
poor to separate yourself from the other Jamie Johnsons in the
I'm telling
business.
you, we've been great buddies since about 2000. I met him at the Hall of Fame Lounge. He walked up to me and said, "I heard your name's Jamie Johnson." I said, "Yeah, it is." We all of our good friends call us Jamie High and Jamie Low, but he said, "Well, my name's Jamie Johnson too. May the best Jamie win." And I thought, oh, I was like, I'm so going to kill you in this race. And
You're like some of them beast.
That's funny.
We've been buddies ever since. But I'm glad he made all that money because he bought me a very expensive guitar in the process.
Oh,
Did he?
there we go.
To my friend
Oh,
Jamie, so it's pretty cool.
that's very cool, man. I love that story.
I would just be like, I
That's
hope BMI every once in a while gets us confused, and that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Sends a check
Now
your
I'm in
way.
recovery, and I go to treatment centers. Every weekend I go in these treatment centers to share my story and write songs with the clients in there. And it's a pretty awesome experience.
Mhm.
And pretty much 100% of the time I walk in, somebody goes, "Oh, I thought you were the Jamie Johnson." I was like, "Ah, well, I am."
I am, right.
Right. You see the air let out of them. It's all
Do
right.
you feel like Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse? I thought you'd be taller.
I thought you'd
get
have
that a
more
lot.
of a beard. Yeah.
I know. I feel like
I thought your
Patrick
beard
Swayze
would be longer.
knows.
Oh, I love it. All right, well, you guys ready for the song?
Yeah.
Woo! I guess so.
All right, this is from this is a climber that's had some titles on before. Marla Rubenstein.
Marla.
And I saw this title. My hot take on it before I give it to you is it feels like it could be a little campy, but just like a famous Jamie Johnson song, "Honky Tonk Badonka Donk," that doesn't mean not you, Jamie Johnson, the other Jamie Johnson, but that doesn't mean that it can't be huge, But
Right.
the title caught my eye, and I thought this is a title where maybe you're winning before you're spinning. The title is "Farmed and Dangerous."
All right.
Farmed and Dangerous.
All right. So thank you for sending that title in, Marla. It is actually one that lives in my hook book as well.
Oh, really?
So I just
Really?
want to put that, out there, just in case
Do you want to do something different?
Yeah, just in case. I haven't written it yet, but it is on my hook book. Let me look it up real quick and see kind of where it is on the list. It is. Let's see. I don't know. My hook book stopped counting like at 4,024. So it's at like 4,040, 4,051 out of like 4,000. I don't know, way more. So it's back there a ways. It's been on my list a while, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do for you, Marla. So I like it though. I like the title. I liked it enough to write it down myself years ago.
Yeah. Okay, then let's not do it because we don't want to do that. Let's see.
Brent will be the star pupil on that one.
There we go. You have one you want to do instead, Johnny?
I got one. Well, I'm looking for another one here.
Okay.
All right, I got another one here. So this will be from one of our favorite climbers,
All
Sonny
right.
Joe Graham.
Do we just want to edit that part and Ring can edit that part out and we can?
Yeah, we can do that.
Just act like okay, here it is.
Okay.
That's probably smart.
Okay.
Okay. So this is from one of our favorite climbers, Sonny Joe Graham, who, shout out to Sonny, does all of our graphics on the podcast. Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, Sunday Joe.
Hey. My hot take on this one is, and I'm like so here, like life experience, right? Like I'm got a couple different things going on with the company right now that are involved with music, with corporate, and then with an author. And this title, hot take, super broad. Like we can do anything with this title, but I like it because it feels specific, even though it's maybe the broadest title we've ever done. And the
Okay.
title is Exit 161.
It's at 161. All
Exit
right.
161.
All right, Sunday Joe. Thank you for sending that in. Yeah, that's not one I have in my hookbook. That's for sure.
No,
Exit
I mean,
161.
right off the bat, like, it sounds country, right? Because there's something specific
Mm-hmm.
that happens off of Exit 161.
Yeah.
And what could that be? Bonfires at night with everybody where they get together out in the country or whatever. Like getting down on the farm. Where's the farm? Exit 161.
Mm-hmm.
It could be like a sort of that kind of spin. Another thing is, if you do like thinking along the Chris Lindsay Warren Brothers route of Good Girls, like from Tim McGraw,
Mm.
where you can go like a little dark and ominous.
Yeah.
The author I'm working with, Dan Stidham, was we're promoting his book, and he was one of the defense attorneys for the West Memphis Three, which was a huge, like, international true crime case, triple murder.
Mm.
So what happened off of Exit 161 could
Yeah,
be.
for sure. There are so many story possibilities of that. And of course, Jamie, with you being here, it immediately my mind goes to bluegrass. Although we're not limited by genre in this. But I'm like, okay, so many bluegrass stories could be like, oh, somebody died. It could be
yeah.
for sure that sort of thing. Somebody's
My
buried off
main,
exit
my main thing when I'm
161.
going to a writer session is absolutely no bluegrass. We are bluegrass. The Rascals will make it grass if we want. If we love
Yeah.
it, if we
Love
love
that.
the lyrics and the storyline, we're
Mhm.
just actually grass anyway. So I'd just rather have a great song. I'd rather
Oh,
it anyway. I want that damn money, dang money. Sorry.
Heck yeah.
bro, hold on. That's that's just genius. Like, what you said is huge, because it's like, I just want to point that out. Like, you're super hyper aware of what your artistic thumbprint
Hmm.
looks like, and if we decide we're going to do this, we're going to slap the
We're gonna put a
Graskell's
mojo
feel
on it.
all over
You know,
it.
a lot of
Yeah. So
songwriters will send us their bluegrassiest thing, and we're like, that sucks.
yeah.
The stuff you're sending to Chris
It's
Stapleton, that's what we
how
want.
about
And we're not
that?
going to
Yeah.
we'll never get in his lane. We can't
Right.
sing anything
Yeah.
like him. So it's going to be that's what they used to do. George Jones would have a #1 hit, and the very next week on Columbia, or the Osborne Brothers would have a hit on Decca with the same song, and
Hmm.
never gotten each other's. A great song is a great song. I mean, that's kind of a bad habit to get into, but because you're missing out on other
Yeah.
great songs. But that's my take on it.
But I mean, like, Bonnie Raitt, like, if she heard a slide guitar on the song demo, it's like out the door.
Yep.
That's like the #1 way to not get a cut with the Graskels is send them a bluegrass demo.
That's funny.
Yes, put a clothespin on your
don't,
nose.
don't
And
talk to me about how to do bluegrass. We
yeah,
got that locked down. I
well,
think
yeah.
our
And then
Grammy noms.
the lyrics really go with it a lot of times too.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I'm blue.
trying too hard.
I'm like, yeah. So yeah,
That's funny. What
my
was it?
61 to me, guys. I'm already seeing. I always, when I get into it, I try and picture as when I was young. What formed my thought of a song was what that video looked like on CMT
Yeah.
or TAC. The picture of this person, and I'm seeing somebody stand there hitchhiking.
Yeah.
And if I can just get to exit 161, and the story can go anywhere from there. Of course, he's finding
Yeah.
his love, which is your typical thing, but he's maybe trying to find home. That's the last thing he remembered.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's just,
Oh wow, okay. That's how about how about a desperado type male character,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And so not only is he unavailable, essentially emotionally unavailable, right? That's what Desperado was about. Um, he finds the girl that makes him emotionally available at exit 161, which is right off of town,
Hmm.
where he settles down, and all of a sudden it all makes sense to him, but he might have been a little bit more of a gypsy before that, just on the search,
Yeah. That's
you
cool.
know?
No phone, no money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
barely any tread left on his shoes. He's slipping on the roadside just because he's out. He can't even doing that moonwalk thing. He is even trying to walk. He can't even get anywhere fast walking because he has no tread left. He's running out, losing that grip.
That's cool. And I think of like exit 161 is like he's coming from one direction, she's coming from the other, and that's where they meet. Like it's a little too far maybe to drive in one. So they'll go, kind of Diamond and Rio meet in the middle kind of thing. It's exit 161. So of course, depending on the flavor of it, where do they get married and settle down somewhere off exit 161? Or it could just be that's where we meet, because it could be anything from the cheating, like, her husband doesn't know anyone in that little town. His wife doesn't know anyone in that little town. So they meet off exit 161 kind of thing. Can't meet in my town. People might know me with, that kind of stuff. So it could be like a total cheating thing, or much more innocent. Like, man, she's away at school and he's home working, doing the blue collar thing. And she's just, she's 8 hours away, but you know what? About 4 hours in between is exit 161. And that's, where love is. So it could be sweeter and positive, but I love how you can take the same, they're meeting in the middle, and then just off that axis, you can spin into how many different stories. Oh, they're cheating. No, they're just young loves, and she's in school or moved away or whatever, which is part of the fun of that.
And if you're gonna make it a cheating song, and I feel like we don't have a lot of those anymore. You know what I mean? And it hasn't slowed down any, as far as I know.
Probably not.
It's not like everybody got virtue all of a sudden.
No.
But the trick on that is, like, I always think about maybe the 150th time I heard Barry Manilow's "Looks Like We Made It," and I remember playing it for Janelle because we play each other's songs sometime in the morning, and it's all lovey-dovey and sticky sweet. And I play her that, and then we both listen to the lyrics, and we're both like, hold on a second, this is a cheating song. It's so big, soaring melody. Looks like we made it. Like, and it's all just down and dirty cheating. Like, oh my God. How genius is that, right? To put it to such a happy melody.
Johnny, I thought your mirror's behind you. I thought she'd be behind you because I seen another set of hands, and it was a reflection of your hands going.
Oh, they're that in sync.
Great duet right there they got going.
That's funny.
I'm also thinking
it's like the Step Brothers job interview.
I'm picturing, how some people have the memorial flag in memory of their name right there, but the exit, it's where it ended. But and the mind of the person who's singing it ended at 161, but there's so much more that still goes on, so much bigger than that flag that represents that person that meant something to them all the years. I don't know. I see that a lot of times.
Yeah.
So like maybe where there was a car wreck, like where there's a car wreck or something like that, and if she could have just got past 161 or exit 161, who knows? Maybe she pulled off at one. Oh, that's cool.
160.
Wow! Yeah.
Whatever it was, something made her pull over for them few minutes, and that moment at that one time at 161, that time slot is now the marker of the rest of my life because of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that could be a song about positivity, right? Of like, making sure you say I love you every single day.
Just didn't end right here.
You never know what's going to happen.
Does not define anything. It just is just a thing that represents where it happened. All the awesome things represent everything else you've done.
Yeah, and also the thing of maybe that's they're on a trip, but that's where they kind of finally have it out, and that's where it ends. The relationship ends at exit 161. And there's a thing that, you can kind of play off exit, right? She exited the relationship or whatever right there. And so like every time he passes it now, he's thinks of that, like that breakup could be a thing.
I love
that.
Just those places that mark your memory, because it could be on the
gas, which literally not in the
broke
car.
Down.
We
ran out of gas.
It was our relationship was over.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so good. Yeah, you know how they say it's exit stage left? Nah, it's exit 161.
And I was thinking too, like the number of we must have had 160 fights but she finally left at exit 161. Kind of like it, like all these reasons, all these times to leave, or
Yes,
maybe,
that's so good right there.
or maybe even like, girl, we've had all these chances, like to fail, and we haven't. We've had 160 chances to fail. Probably. What makes you think I'd take exit 161? I'm still on this road. I'm not getting off on. No, it's just one more exit.
And
I
that
haven't taken the
argument
first
could be over whether they should take exit 161
one or not.
and you want to drive somewhere else. That's
Right.
so good, dude.
So I like that. Like, hey,
You're
I'm
on fire.
I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. I haven't taken the first 160 exits from this relationship. What makes you think I'd take 161? I'm not going to. So that could, turn that into like a positive thing. Or, I'm trying to think of like what's, who are people that are on the road all the time? It's, musicians and truck drivers and salespeople. And like, is there a thing, kind of wrapping it in that story of, if it was a trucking song, would that be where he does his turnaround, his exit 161? Or because not only do you exit to stop there,
that's where he drops his load and he's on his way home now.
yeah, or just like I'm changing my mind about something, and so you get off on exit 161 to hop back over, and then if you're heading north, head southbound and go back. So it could be the thing of like, you had a fight and you're just driving because you're just ticked off, and you need to blow off some steam or whatever, and then you start thinking about it, and you're like, oh crap, all right, exit 161 and back home. Kind of thing. It could be that sort of story too.
Yeah, where they made the turnaround.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm even thinking this might be elementary here, but like a fun song instead of something serious is where you was intended like it's for a guy's version, I guess, either a dance exotic club or whatever there at exit 161, and you was going to have fun, but you met Sarah, or what they call her Lamborghini, whatever.
Yeah.
And it turns out to be, you never know the love of your life. You never know who you're walking into there. And we went flying out there and having so much fun. That's kind of now that could be a bluegrass song. But I'm just thinking,
almost like
the good old bar songs, the fun ones.
Yeah. Oh, it's almost like exit 161 was the on-ramp to the rest of my life. If there's a way to kind of like, I thought I was taking an exit, man. I was taking an on-ramp to like everything else, like in my life. That's good.
Enter 161.
Enter 160. Yeah. So that's fun. Let's see, is there, I'm just trying to one thing, because Johnny's right. Sunday Joe, this is a very, very wide open yet specific title. So sometimes what I'll use as a focusing mechanism is like, oh, how would Dierks Bentley write this? Or how would Prince have done this? Or how would Kenny Chesney do this? And to go, oh, and they kind of unlock some other ways of thinking about it. Mm-hmm. So like if it were, say, a Southern gospel thing, what could it be? Could it kind of be that country gospel thing of, you see those roadside crosses, but they were not expecting it to end at exit 161. Our lives are not promised to us. We're a vapor. There's no promise of tomorrow. So what happens, when you hit your personal exit 161? Like, are you ready for eternity? It could be that kind of thing. So more of a faith, almost a cautionary tale for like a Southern gospel or a country gospel or even bluegrass gospel kind of thing of just, using that to go, okay, are you ready when you hit your exit 161? Or a story thing of the singer coming up on those roadside crosses or whatever and flowers and stuff at exit 161 and thinking, well, that's not what they had planned that day. I'm not planning on that. I like to think I'm going to live forever, but I might not. And what does that mean? So that could be
where's your exit 161?
Yeah.
No, you don't know.
You don't know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some final exit kind of thing.
Okay, like a carpe diem kind of thing, like live every day to its fullest because you don't know.
161.
Yeah, it's like life is a highway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that could be a more of a deeper life kind of thing, or even like a religious kind of way of doing it.
You said, okay, shameless candy, what do you call it? Product placement here. but product placement's the wrong word, but we had a show a while back where you talked about the nostalgia part of songwriting, where they're bringing those hooks. But you just said life is a highway. everybody knows that frickin' song.
Yeah.
So if you could throw something like a callback to that in the bridge or something like that, and cleverly do that, that would be brilliant, you know.
Yeah.
And that's a major label artist song right there, because they'll just jump at that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that nostalgia
You know?
stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like here's where you do the really cool cover hook in the middle of your big arena show, and it's built into the song. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could be a comedy song about and Matt Klein and I wrote something similar to that years ago, but we wrote a trucking song for pitching to Ray Stevens. But it was basically, the guy stopped to have, roadside burritos, and that was a bad decision. And then basically, he's just trying to make it to the next exit. You know what I'm saying? So there's that too.
So close, yet so far away.
Yeah, right. I'm just trying to make it to exit 161.
It says 2 miles away. That's the worst 2 miles you've ever had.
Longest 2 miles you'll ever drive.
Yes.
Yeah,
Taking Holden, it's crazy.
I'm just trying to make it where I don't have to hose out the cab, you know?
I brought a pair of khakis.
I'm trying to. I want to drop my load in Kansas City, not right here.
Literally, I exited at 161. Everything.
Is everything.
Oh my God.
Right.
So
Not 160 and a half.
It started at 160 and a half and it ended at 160.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
So when we say there are no guardrails, we mean it. So maybe somebody's a comedy artist and they're like, yes, there we go. So yeah, there's that as well.
That's hysterical.
Thinking about, and sometimes just thinking about rhymes, lead to this back to an idea about like we had a good run till exit 161 or something like that. But yeah, life is a highway. You don't know when it's done. Exit 161. I wonder if too, like you've had all these chances to change your life and now you're taking the exit, like this is a dead end road I'm on. I should have taken exit 1 off this dead end, self-destructive path I was on. Well, hey, better exit 161 than never, than hitting that dead end till the road runs out. It's like, so it could be a thing if you can metaphor it correctly.
It's never too late, right? To do the right thing.
Yeah. When's the best time to not get on that self-destructive path? Day one. When's the next best time? Right now.
Yeah.
So it could be that kind of life thing as well, kind of wrapped in a road metaphor, which might be a little different way to do it.
The best time to figure this out would have been 20 years ago. But
exactly.
This is the second best time.
Exactly.
The guy, I'm on the guy walking, or he's on the run. To exit 161. That's just whether it be freedom or that's where that money's hidden behind that big old house where I buried that money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Broke out. He's gone.
Like a Shawshank thing.
Yeah. On the run.
It's buried in a park underneath the second tree to the left.
And then, there's no limit. It doesn't matter after that. I got to get there first, though.
Well, I got to do it.
Cool,
I got to
man.
get to exit 161. Yeah, that's awesome. And
what if he's like incarcerated?
Yeah.
For the heist.
Yes.
And nobody knows where the money is.
Yeah.
And it's like and always just waiting to get out because that's all I was thinking about is 161.
Okay, this is fun. So it takes me back to classic movie, The Rock, with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, where at the end, Sean Connery's character like gives up the location of like all these microfilm things that he stole from the U.S. government, like the assassination of JFK, the alien landing at Roswell, all that stuff. He tells Nick Cage's character where that is, so they go and they find it somewhere out in a farm, some old country church in Kansas.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what if the story's coming from the guy who was like incarcerated with this dude, and the guy told him about it? Whether for what you'd have to work out, like why would he give that up? With maybe he was on death row and he was never going to get out because he killed people in the heist, and he's telling this guy they became buddies. He's like, exit 161, that'll change your life. So he's getting out, And he's like, I'm going to go find the stash of money and I'm going to get my wife back and I'm going to get my life together. And for all the bad I've done, there's going to be some redemption at exit 161 or something. That would just be an
No!
interesting like
That
story
just
to
happened.
tell.
That just
You
happened.
know, undo everything I've done. Exit
What a great,
161.
I mean, that's the whole, like, that's the new leaf, right? Like, it's all about,
Yeah.
it's the details on turning over a new leaf, you know?
I wonder if you could
Like,
do like
starting
the,
today, all I'm gonna be is her man, right? Like,
yeah.
for all the bad I've done, my life's gonna change at exit 161.
And what if it, it's a little bit of God is great, beer is good, people are crazy, that Billy Currington thing from Bobby
Mhm.
Braddock, where maybe there's a twist where like you don't know he's telling the story, and then later he's like, and I got all the money. People think, people are mad as hell, but me, I'm doing well. Because he left his fortune to him. It could be a little bit of that. It could be a little bit of Old Red, that Blake Shelton hit,
Yep. I
where
got a
it's just a
Grasshopper
story
called
song.
The Famous Lefty Flynn that I wrote.
Called what now?
Maury Trent, the famous Lefty Flynn.
Yeah.
And it was my version of Shawshank after watching Shawshank.
Yeah.
When I sit down and wrote it, and it has that cool thing, the cool ending.
That's awesome.
Man.
Like that. So I think a story thing like that would be way fun. Just be fun to just explore it and go, what happened next?
And so by the way, different. Like, how many of those songs are on the radio right now? You know what I mean? Like,
they're gone.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. What was that? It was a Travis Tritt song.
Getting the trucks like that. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
with Hardy and
brought back some story. That's true.
I'm
out of date.
And then open like, is the stuff really there?
Yeah.
It's the maybe you leave it at cliffhanger.
Most of these artists have them songs. The question is, can you get it on the radio?
Yeah.
I guarantee they've written them.
Yeah.
And I love them. It's just I've got some great, the Dirkses, the Joe Nichols, some of my best friends. They love to cut that, and they do, but it's usually song 3, side B. Over. You got
deep cut.
Yeah. But there is no rhyme. There is no reason. Why am I here? There is a reason that I'm here at exit 161. I'm trying. You're searching for it. Why I'm here. I'm not searching for one. I'm at exit 161, but I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there we go. I like that. I just was springboarding off of what you were saying before, Brent. Was like, what if it is like the people are crazy vibe in the beginning, and there's just some crazy dude that's telling you this treasure map story, right? Up at exit 161, and he's drunk, and you're like, wow, what a great story. That guy was crazy. And then the dude dies, and there's something in a newspaper that all of a sudden leads you to believe, like, what the hell, so that's what convinces you should maybe turn your life around. Second verse, you go back to the girl, you do that. But then together, you and the girl, you're back together now on the bridge, and you go, just for giggles, let's just go have a picnic at exit 161.
Bring a shovel.
Maybe you leave it open so you don't know.
Yeah. You come back to find them. You come back to that exit to find them. To that guy that you met.
What if it's? Oh yeah, and what if it's like I found a treasure, off highway or 161, and then what the buried treasure is something unexpected. It's a Bible. It's a family Bible. It's something else. It's a couple wedding rings. It's where it turns, and that's even more of a twist thing of like, oh, it's not just stash of Confederate gold that this guy found or whatever.
So sick. Yeah, it's totally. It's a poem or something like that.
Yeah,
or a love note from that old guy to his wife, like the Colin Ray song,
"Love Me."
Yeah, something like that. Where and it's sort of like there's a you remember Lost in Space back in the day?
Yeah,
and they landed on that one planet, and like gold was what all the pots and pans were made out of, and iron was like gold.
Oh, the valuable. Oh, that's
everything
funny.
was reversed, so it's like something like that where you're like, what the hell is this?
It'd be interesting if like he was in prison with this guy, so this guy was talking about like, when I get out, man, I got my future is secure. What I got this treasure buried off 161. I didn't want them to take it, when they took me, kind of thing. And then like he dies in prison or something, whatever. And so the guy's like, I'm gonna go. And then it turns out it's a complete twist. Like he's assuming treasure is like what he stole, but it's not. It's something about getting his life back, with his wife and his
Yeah,
kids or
and
whatever,
that guy didn't leak it. Like the guy that died, like it's wisdom, right? He told him because he knew that would be the thing that would turn him, right?
Oh,
That
that'd
would
be
turn him
cool.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like something super profound like that. That's a really cool one too. Man, we got a lot of
Hey
good looks
guys,
at
my
this.
That's
mind
Show.
hasn't
fun. That
worked
was fun.
in a long time. I literally haven't written a whole. I do all the time, but to sit down and really think we're just different people. Songwriters they're artists. They're just eclectic minds. It's
Yep.
when they all come together and start clicking. It's hard to sit back and not keep talking. I'm used to just always talking, and to sit
I
back
know.
and wait for your statement. I'm thinking, and then by the time I get there, like a second ago, I forgot what I was going to say, and I thought it was genius. Like Larry Cordell, who talked for he said, "Buddy, if you forget it, it wasn't a hit." So,
Yeah.
but I'm still, my mind won't stop right now. I'm thinking he's in this town. This exit 161 was his whole life. It was this little town, like where I'm from in Indiana, is Milan. The movie Hoosiers, the basketball movie, it's my hometown. So there wasn't a whole lot
Cool.
going on there for anybody else but cornfields and basketball. But it was everything to me. And
That's cool.
next stop, here's the sun.
Yeah.
There's nothing any higher than here for me. The only thing higher than that is the sun. That's the next stop, is the roof, the ceiling.
Yeah.
Because this thing that meant something to me.
That's cool. Like to everyone else, it's just exit 161, but to you or the character of the song, it's everything. It's home.
Welcome.
It's
Welcome
family.
to
Yeah.
when you pull in, welcome to the city limits.
Yeah.
Or welcome.
Yeah. There's like one crappy gas station that nobody stopped at
always
because it's not a truck stop.
Yeah, there is no big super, truck stop there. It's ours
Yeah,
is the one that everybody passes up. Nobody wants to stop at that exit. It's the one
Yeah.
that everybody and gets right back on. They go straight across to the other side.
Yeah. But it's like, nope.
Yeah.
The kind of exit where you've been having to hold it for 2 miles, and this is the exit, and you see the gas station, you're like,
hidden
hard
gems.
no, get back on.
Where we had so much fun. Nobody knew exit 161, because they just kept get off. Hell, there ain't no McDonald's here. Let's go next exit.
You could speak about it like in a voice like like an undiscovered part of the jungle or something, right? Like this undiscovered tribe of people. Like you could do it like you could sort of spin it like that and put a little flair to it.
Yeah.
And be like, let me tell you where it's at. It's paradise, man. It's like you've never seen anything like this before.
You know how that new bar is they got called the what is it called? The library or something? All these different cities, or the phone booth. You got to go to the phone booth and do the secret thing to get there. And when you get in there, it's like the coolest environment ever. Which
all these speakeasies.
Yeah. Hoagies.
Yeah.
And but it's that. Everybody passed us up. Everybody passed us up. Truckers, all come on, all truckers, preachers, would on the run. And if you were on the run, nobody stopped once. Nobody wanted our exit. We were the one nobody wanted, but they had no clue what they were missing. You go in.
I love that.
It's a party, man.
And it's such a cool small town vibe. Leave your doors unlocked at night. Like
nobody wants to go. Everybody's coming to Nashville. I live in Cottontown. Nobody wants to come there. I love Cottontown.
Yep.
Nobody wants to exit.
I love that.
That's great. That's great. So many good looks at it. So much fun.
That's killer. Yeah. So, where can our listeners find you, Brother Jamie?
Yeah. What's going on with the Graskels? Where can they find you and all that good stuff?
Yeah. Graskels.com. You can check that out and see where our tour is going to be. We did we're celebrating 20 years this year, which is crazy to think.
That's awesome.
It's my first year back after 8 years off. Well, I was back all last year, but it's different these days, recording an album and trying to get it pushed out. It's everything's seems like it's on pause still from COVID, but but if you want to hear us live, go to graskels.com. We've got the Facebook page. We got Instagram, all that stuff. You can find us, and I'm easy to find too. My name is not Graskel at all. I just happen to be the one that named us, myself and Terry Elders. We named us Graskels. So to identify myself separately from the beard, Jamie Johnson, my Facebook, all my tags are always Jamie Graskel Johnson. Because most people do know me and look for me know I'm a Graskel. So come find me, come see me. I'm excited. I've been in recovery for 9 years. I'm getting ready to have my 9-year sobriety date, March 23rd.
Awesome.
And the Lord
Congratulations.
incredible
Yes.
to me. I'm coming back around, making my amends, and I'm getting a second chance like most people don't get. So this go around, I've got to, even though my eyes are worse vision, I'm seeing better because I'm looking, I'm paying attention, I'm appreciating everything a whole lot more because, man, people, this is a dream to live in music. And so I'm
Amen.
glad that I'm one of the lucky guys that got to recognize, ask for help, and get out of that rut and come back and do this thing the right way.
Awesome. I
Man,
love that.
I
And we'll
love
put
that
links to the Graskels and your stuff in the show notes.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, you want to find them, you just click on through the show notes. We'll make it super easy for you. But dude, thank you for coming on. This was fun.
Yeah.
We never know what we're going to get. Everyone's different. And this is much fun. So thank you so much for saying yes, Jamie. This has been a blast.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you.
Thank
Johnny.
you for
It was
saying
a lot
yes,
of fun.
brother.
Maybe we'll
That
write
takes
one
us
day.
to the end of another.
I'm in.
What's that?
I've got a lot
I'm
of
sorry, I missed
ideas
it.
just been sitting around. I have not got back into writing. I mean, a little bit here and there with the group, but past that, I mean, I just have not exercised that part of my brain in a hot minute.
He's about to explode.
I
He's
know,
got
we got
cabin
you warmed
fever.
back
He's
up.
got writer's cabin fever.
It might be,
He unplugged for a while, and now he plugged back in. He's like, "Oh yeah,
on me. I don't know.
it's all still working, buddy. It's just like riding a bike, baby. Don't you dare, don't you dare feel any doubt in that, man. You got it, baby. You got it, dude.
I'm grateful.
Yeah, you got it. It's coming back.
I didn't
So,
fry my brain.
hey, y'all.
There's some left.
Nice.
And that takes us to the end of another killer song title challenge. Send your song titles into info@daredevilproduction.com, and maybe you're going to get a rock star like Jamie Graskel Johnson to help you flesh it out. All right. This podcast exists because we want you to win. So keep on climbing.
And we'll see you at the top.